Hey guys, and welcome to the Zach and Carl Report. I'm Carl.
And I'm Zach.
Today we have a topic on religion as a whole. We're going to talk about, we're obviously not going to talk about everything, we don't do a massively long podcast, but we're going to have a couple of questions between each other and talk about our opinions on the religion and different aspects that we believe, whether we believe in it or not. But before we go into that, we just need to talk about the intro. That this time we do actually have an intro, and I put it in. You would have heard it before this. I hope you enjoy it.
It's just my personal, recording.
A personal touch from Zach himself.
Yeah, but funnily enough, I got an Instagram message, and so I sent it to Carl. Someone I know, they messaged me like, "Yo, that intro was smooth," and I was like, "What?"
we forgot to put the intro. We forgot to put the intro in basically, and we were talking about it. Yeah, so we'll put it in this one. Hopefully you enjoyed. I might keep that intro, or we might do
switch up.
Yes, stupid ones each week or something. But yeah, let us know in the comments as with any other criticism or feedback at all. So firstly, going into it, Zach, I know it's a very broad question, okay, but let's say write 2 words and then you can expand, but like opinions on religion in 2 words.
Oh, 2 words, yeah?
2 words, and then you can expand after and why you said them, but
okay. False hope.
False hope, okay.
False hope,
okay.
Yeah. That's a very controversial thing to say, but
yeah, I mean,
fuck you right now, joking. Yeah, false hope.
Okay, off the top of my head. Explain.
I'm gonna keep it 100% real. I'm respectful about this shit because I used to be religious myself. I was raised as a Catholic,
Right,
yeah, all of that good stuff, free wine and that. Yeah. But basically, religion, in my opinion, how many? I don't even know how many religions there are. There are countless religions. What makes your one real? First of all, that's the first thing. Second of all, example, there's a homeless man. He has a drug addiction. He has lost all hope in life. The only thing that keeps him going is God. Yet this man, he still dies homeless. He still dies poor. Why is that? Because religion isn't all it seems. Religion is used to make people fear God. And through fearing God, they are nice to each other. All of this stuff because they think if I'm mean to someone, I'll get punishment.
Just before we go fully into this topic, I just want to put everything out here that we're not like criticizing people who do believe in religion, believe in whatever.
100%.
You can believe in like the Jedi fucking masters if you want, whatever.
Yo, that's a hard belief though.
I mean, but like, yeah, it's just how we see it. We're not.
Yeah.
We're trying to be we don't want to be insensitive as well.
No. Any insensitive comments are a joke, so if that offends you, sticky one because well, that's not the intention. I sound like such a prick already, but my point being, I would never be one to point the finger and say, oh, it's wrong to believe this, it's wrong to believe that, personally, because I've been the guy that I've used religion as a way of hope when I'm younger to get myself out of certain situations. So I'd never be the type of person to be like, yo, you're all fucking wet for believing in a Christian God or whatever. I love all my Muslim brothers, I love all my Catholic brothers, wherever you are, that's cool. And for me,
grown up around it, so we understand why people.
We
taught it or not.
Yeah, we both went to Catholic primary schools and secondary schools. It's not like if you're religious, fuck you. None of that. Because regardless of whether I'm religious, I would consider myself, spiritual in the sense that religion is more um, external, searching for God and this and that. Spiritual is more self-inquiry. I do a lot of self-inquiry, observing my patterns, the way I think, different stuff like that. And it's just the thing of everyone has their different ways of coping, of improving, and some people would use their faith in God to build on themselves as a person and to be a better person.
I think,
and I use observing my own tendencies. So there's no judgment on anyone for the way that they do things, essentially.
Yeah, no, I just think like there's a difference. There's people use, I think not use, but have God there in their mind and as like for them to have peace with themselves, but like use it as an external drive. They use, rather than looking like you say internally and going, I have the determination. They sort of, okay, and this is a big assumption, okay. But this is one way I see it, that you sort of say that God has given you the strength, and realistically you had it the whole time. You had it there the whole time. You just needed some nudge. You didn't need a nudge.
Yeah, that reminds me of a saying. So the artist Michelangelo. Yeah. He did the paintings in the Vatican and stuff. And one time he did a statue, and someone was like, "How did you do the statue?" And he was like, "David was already in there. I just chipped away." And it's essentially saying like, a lot of people think, "Oh, God gave me this strength and all of this." But how do you know that you just didn't? It just got to the point where it was always in there, but you just got to the point where it came out because you were put in a situation where it had to.
Yeah.
People never think of that side.
But which is fine. I mean, as long as you found it at one point, whether it's, no matter how it is, it can be through like eating food. I don't know, like you could be eating food and then realize like, damn, I'm now happy. Like going back to the music thing, the music thing could empower you or something. It's just finding that, and obviously religion is a way that people get that determination to it.
I just think it's a thing of people don't question what's around them enough at times, because it's like someone's born into the Catholic faith, or they're born into, say, a culture with a certain way of life. And it's this immediate thought of, oh, because I was raised in this is the correct way of life. And there's no inquiry into other ways of life. Because one thing about me, although I'm not religious, I still research Buddhism and Hinduism and Islam and like all of that stuff. But like I'm not even religious. But the reason I'm not religious is because, one, there's so many. Like how are you gonna know which one's true?
I don't know.
And I think also people are too quick to believe in a higher power before believing in themselves. Because the only way that I've done anything in my life or gotten myself out of any tricky situation isn't through a faith in a higher power. It's through just believing in myself. And I just think people's mindsets are twisted. The society is
going back to just realizing that belief in yourself.
Yeah, I just feel like religion isn't what it seems on the surface. Religion is used as a way to condition society, and it's like also it's a thing of these people who are put in power in religion, especially in the Catholic Church. They're corrupt themselves, like with the paedophilic scandals and like all of this. And like in my opinion, like I'm not like saying like all like priests are like pedophiles or whatever, but I'm just saying like there's so many, for something that's supposed to be all about loving your neighbor and all of this, like say with fucking Palestine and how it's not the foundation of religion is supposed to be loving everyone, but then why are they like you get I don't want to dive into that topic too much, but it's just like why hate at all? If religion is causing hate instead of love at times. You get what I'm
At
saying?
times,
Like,
okay, say at times because
at times, yeah.
It does cause like whether you like it, it does cause a lot of love between communities, and um, when communities like between different religions harmonize with each other and respect one another, I think that's
Yeah,
good. And they shouldn't
that's
be trying to.
amazing.
They shouldn't be trying to. Oh, you should start believing in this instead of that. When realistically, it's all centered around the same thing in terms of empowerment in yourself and having that peace of mind. That's all it is. Like at its core.
I just think it's a thing of people's egos are so quick to get in the way because it's this thing of like in a sense of how dedicated they are to their beliefs, as in people will identify with the religion as if it's a part of who they are as a person, when realistically, I mean, my personal belief, like you're not your ego, you're not your physical body. I see that the way this is this is Zach's religion now, but the way that I see this world, I look at it like we're living in a matrix, and like this is a game, and it's like you have to level up to get into it. Sort of like it's a simulation, similar to what Elon Musk thinks. And I'm a person after a lot of work. I mean, I still get down from time to time, like the average person. Carl would definitely know, but I'm very good at observing the way I think. I'm very good at observing my emotions, and a lot of the time I don't get too invested in that. And it's a lot of the way that people live in the world today is that they get too invested in their thought, identifying with it too much, getting too invested in their emotions, getting too invested in their ego. And because their ego, they identify with their religion so much, it's something that they're so passionate about that rather than it causing them to love at times, it causes them to hate, because anyone who thinks differently to how that particular individual thinks, they take it as an offense.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. I've always looked at religion as like, I don't know, I found it weird, not weird, but when there's things like self-reflection and ways to be and to behave and all the Catholic social teachings, you don't need religion to follow that. I never understood why. To me, it seems like religion has sort of taken them values and been like, oh, that's what we like. If you're Catholic, then you will become all this like good, morally, morally rounded. If that's a word. But in reality, you can do all them things and have nothing to do with religion, and that like. It's that you get a lot of bad things that happen because of religion, whereas all the good things, like the good things of like being kind to one another, you don't need to be religious to be kind. Like,
question for you. Do you have more respect for the atheist who's kind for no reason except to be a good person, or more respect for the religious person that does it to get into heaven?
Oh, of course, an atheist. Well,
but that's just to get the audience thinking. That's why I asked it, to get the audience thinking.
Yeah. But like, it goes back to what was I thinking? I seen something the other day about how no matter if it's doing something good, why worry about it? There's no need to look further into it. And if the atheist is giving £1 million to a charity, and the Catholic person is giving £1 million to the same charity, but their intentions may be different in terms of, okay, there can be cynical intentions, yes, which aren't good, but if the atheist is just doing it because he knows self-belief, whereas the Catholic's just doing it to get into heaven, it's still the £1,000,000 is still going to the charity.
Yeah, it's still.
There's
See, the
need
thing
to
is, I
question
don't think
that.
it's that deep. I don't think it's that deep. Like, it's like, because
It's not.
the thing is, an alternative perspective is all these teachings about loving people and doing this and doing that. Every human knows, even the bad boys on road in South London, they know in deep down in their hearts that it feels good as fuck to do something for another person.
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
And
for sure.
and that's just a thing of conscience. But I think an alternative perspective is that it's like there's all this, oh, you'll get into heaven and all of this to encourage people to do it, and then they realize, oh, this feels good as fuck when I do it, so I'm going to keep on doing it. And maybe, I don't know, that's just another perspective. But I'm not even like going to point the finger, because like I question, and I'm like, oh, like what if, like, I'm not saying I identify with any religion, but I'm saying like, what if, say, karma is real, and then I'll be like, oh, don't want to be mean to this person because it might come back around to bite me, so I'm going to be nice to them. So I'm not like going to point the finger and say, oh, like whatever, but just like devil's advocate type of thing.
For sure. Okay, going on to the next question. Do we have? I don't know what it is, but question about there being an actual creator. So obviously you've got the Bible, you've got scrolls, you've got whatever Quran that say about there being some sort of creator, some sort of being above that placed us all, or has also set us destiny paths that we are going to follow, whether you like it or not. Do you have any belief about that at all, even if it's not religious?
Yeah, no, I 100% do. I 100% do. Because of different stuff, like simple things like, oh, you like looking at, say, a flower, and I'm like that shit's beautiful.
That shit beautiful, man.
That shit beautiful as fuck, man. But yeah, nah, just like the whole concept of like nature, and how plants have cells and humans have cells, and this whole like, if everything's created by something, then surely the creation of the world is. But I think it could be. I think it could be a thing of, this is gonna sound whack as fuck to some people, but it could be that we're living in a computer simulation, and like we're all like souls in avatars, and that creator is the god. Like who the fuck knows? I'm not saying that that's like my specific belief, but like I'm open to. I never rule out an idea. And for the people who are thinking, yo, this man sounds crazy as fuck, Elon Musk believes this shit, so I'm just saying, like, he's crazy now.
He probably still YouTube. Nah, who knows? But I think I've always hated arguing with religious teachers in schools. I've always battered back towards them. I've always conflicted with them, purely out of just like fun, because I'm bored with like a lesson, but also
easy in a Catholic school, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
They get triggered by nothing.
But it always leads back with Christians, or not Christians, sorry. Well, in my experience, Christians, they always question why. They're like, why? And I've always looked at it as like, why does it matter? Well, what does...
Yeah, don't you ever think that some people just like deep life a bit too much?
Yeah,
it's like, yo, just enjoy this shit, man.
Exactly.
Like, for real.
I was
this was a recent realization of mine. I was like, I mean, do you have a point to say, or nah? Because I'm just saying, like, I'm the type of person, like, I'm really weird in the sense I'll go through a phase where maybe like I'm really, really, really overthinking everything, and then I'll go through another phase where like I'm just like, chilling and like fully immersed in the moment and all of this stuff, as probably most people are. But it's a thing of like, realistically, you're never going to know the true answers. You're never going to know whether this life has meaning or has no meaning. So like, regardless of if you're going through a hard time, if you just went through a breakup, your parents divorcing, like death in the family, whatever, that like, regardless of all of those things, that doesn't mean that you can't still enjoy the moment and enjoy your life and just think, yo, like, one day I'm not going to be here anymore, so maybe not worry too much about the religion and having to get to heaven and all of this stuff, and just live now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's yeah, no, like you said about how you just think about it too much, and there's no point. And I agree so much with you're never going to find out. So what's the point of thinking about it?
That's the Zach and Cole philosophy.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I, like you're saying that, I'm personally not a thinker as well, but I know it will be sorted out. And if I know it won't be, if I know I can have no input or I won't get any result, then I know not to think about it because it's pointless. I've realised how pointless it can be.
Exactly.
And get nowhere with it.
There's two sayings I like. I have a lot of sayings I live my life by. One saying is, if it's not yet fine, then it's not the end. Because like, one day you're gonna be dead, and then regardless of whether you had a good life or not, like, you're gonna find your peace, whether there's an afterlife, whether there's not, whether there's reincarnation, whether there's not.
Yeah.
There's going to be a day when you leave this world, and you're going to have peace with that, and you're going to have to accept it, because that's what time does, essentially. Yeah. And what's the other saying? Nothing is good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. And that's why the world is so different in their opinions, and there's all these different opinions on different races and different religions, because one man's nothing is good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. So essentially, all the problems in the world are caused by the subjectivity of the human mind.
Right, yeah.
And maybe my point is, how it links to the whole religious thing is, maybe instead of worrying so much about the technicalities, and maybe so much, instead of judging another person's way of life so much as good or bad, maybe just stay more objective in thought and focus on your own life and how that you can be the best version of yourself and maximize your potential and opportunities regardless of your belief system.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I think we are going to have to wrap it up there. It's gone past 20 minutes, quite a bit. Maybe a couple more things, but we're going to leave them. Might do a more specific episode at one point.
Yeah, this could be like we can. This doesn't have to be the only.
Like a part one or something.
Yeah, part one.
No, I'll put part one in the thing.
Calm.
But yeah, so we're going to wrap up with one question I have for you, though, Zach, and people are still listening at this point. Is about doing a Zoom recording. So it'll be like we'll be able to see each other, and it'll be on the back as the video will be just us two. Obviously, we have to glam up and that, looking pretty.
Oh God!
But I'm just saying, we can obviously talk about that. But I'm saying it now, so if anyone is listening now, to put in the comments yes or no about Zoom, just like.
Does anyone like care what we look like? For people, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if
no one cares.
If anyone who's watching has seen us,
at least you make
I mean, like, if people would prefer that real life interaction. I thought people were fucking with the cartoons hard, but
I had like change of feedback between people. I had some people saying about the Zoom, some people saying about they like the cartoons cool touch. So
the facial hair is rough at the moment. As long as I get a heads up before. As long as I get a heads up before. At least I've had a trim now, because before the Mickey Mouses I was rocking with my fucking afro was peak. But we'll see. I'm not like, I'm open to the idea. It's not that deep. Sweet. So leave it there.
Yeah, I'll see you lot later. Thanks for listening. Any feedback always is always good.
Bye guys.
See you later.